Really proud of our team. Wofford is a great team. We knew that coming in. You could easily see, where the 340 batting average came from, the stolen bases, the execution, and the pitching. They did a lot of things right today. Fortunately for us, we have great players. And Gage was outstanding today. And good pitchers find a way to win no matter what. And there's nobody better than him. And then Steven, another clutch performance. I mean, the 2 home runs really stand out, but he took 4 great at-bats today. And excited about it. It's a great win for a program, great win for the weekend. In postseason baseball, you have to master the art of moving on, so that's what we'll do now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Monster home runs from both sides of the plate today. What were you looking for on that last one in particular with the walk-off?
I was just trying to get on base. Pass the sticks again to Mac. Try and have somebody else win the game. I wasn't trying to win it with one swing. That's when you do too much. He threw probably, I think, 8 fastballs. So I got my timing down and got a pitch I could drive, and ended up leaving.
Have you ever hit home runs from both sides of the plate in a game at any level?
In high school I have, not in college, and I didn't plan to, but it happened, and that's really exciting for our team to win that game.
Here, then there.
Yeah, can you guys pull the mics up to you? All the way to you, Gage. Monster, we'll start with you. Both players, you guys have talked a lot about the adversity you faced earlier this season and never being out of the game. We saw that in Hoover last week. I guess how important was it in those middle innings to kind of understand that we still got some work to do?
Yeah, the game's not over till the last out's made, and Coach Johnson made that very clear. We were sped up in the beginning, and you saw us going probably into that 7th. We slowed down, took better at bats, took quality at bats, and that's what ended up winning us the ball game. Is us getting our pitch to hit, not chasing, and fighting out there. So.
Gage, could you kind of speak to that fight and I guess just seeing it in your offense and knowing you're coming around?
Yeah, once I gave the 2, I was just trying to put zeros back up on the board, and I was frustrated at the end with the 1 I gave up, just because we just needed 1 more. But then they picked me up, so I just trusted them. But for me, it was just trying to put up more zeros.
Here on the aisle.
Steven, quiet day for the at-bats for the majority of the game, but Gage still kept you guys in it, kept it a close game. How important was his performance for y'all as the hitters as far as your confidence level going into those later innings?
Oh, it was massive. I think all season he's kept us in every single game, and that gets overlooked sometimes. But now everybody sees it. It's on a bigger stage now, and he's going to continue to keep on doing that. And that's a major factor why we won that game right there.
Was there anything said or anything done going into that 7th inning offensively for you guys when the switch was kind of flipped?
Yeah, just slow down. That's the biggest thing. I feel like all college players get sped up, and you just have to slow down. Get something you can drive and put a good swing on it. That's the simplest thing, and simplicity is good in this game.
Gage, what was sort of maybe the issue in the 2nd inning, and then after that, what sort of allowed you to keep on rolling from that point on?
They were a good offense. I think first inning I just blew them up with fastballs, and then the next inning I spun some good breakers, and they just took them. I think they were starting a little too off, but they battled. They were tough to put away, and then after that it was kind of just mixing and matching, and then commanding the fastball and helped a lot. And then later in the game I just threw a bad fastball and he hit it. So
The players are going to stay through Coach too, so if you have questions for Coach, that's fine too. Here on the end.
Coach, you kind of running out of words at this point for how tough and resilient this team has been. But what can you say about the quality of at-bats as you move through the game? Because it felt like earlier there were a lot of bad swings, a lot of mistimed swings, and as you get later, you start squaring some balls up. What can you say about how focused and how ready that team was to hit late in the game?
Yeah, first off, I want to give credit to Little. He pitched exceptionally well, and there wasn't a lot of mistakes made, over the middle of the plate or up in the zone. So I think that was the story for the beginning of the game. I think, a lot of guys, and I mentioned this, are going through a lot of firsts this year, whether they're returning players from the national championship team or they're new here. And it's first NCAA tournament game. And, they want to do well, but we had to kind of get through some of that at the beginning of the game. He set a great tone in the first inning, and we didn't help him. We went out quickly in the bottom of the first inning. And that's part of, the complementary baseball. We have to play better. Relative to the toughness piece of it, it's just, that's who we are now. That's who we are now. And, we got cut, we got blistered, we got bloodied, we got punched in the gut, felt like 50 times in the first 5 weeks of the SEC play, but we got out of the hospital. And this is who we are now.
In the back?
Jay, Gage gave a couple, and you sent a couple guys down to Aiken, and just the importance of staying with them and knowing that he's going to settle down and what you need out of him.
Yeah, I think he's the best pitcher in the country. And I believe that with all my heart. There's nobody more important that we brought here this year than him. And there was nobody that was going to pitch a game against the team that hits 340 that is on a heater right now, winning 6 games in about 24 hours last week or whatever they did in that tournament. He did a great job today. I mean, he's got a high bar for himself, and that's why he's so good. But it was going to take a really good effort to win today from the mound, and he gave us a great effort. And then Gavin came, and he did it with, it's not much more than like 12 pitches an inning or 13 pitches an inning. That's spectacular. And it just gave us enough time to come back. So it was a really good effort. Gavin came in, did his job. Griffin did his job quickly, which was awesome. And then my man over here took care of the rest, which was outstanding.
Back right?
Yeah, Coach, I think you just mentioned it there. Guys playing in the first NCAA tournament game, I believe, Gage, you had before. Stephen, obviously a freshman. What does it say about this team that those guys, without that experience, stepped up and made those big plays?
Well, relative to that, like I said, he's the best, okay, and he's not a freshman anymore. And that's, when you go through what we went through and you play the teams that we played, there's nothing that we have not seen. And that you draw confidence from that. And they've had enough success. It's the 41st win of the year to believe in themselves. And they just needed to believe in themselves, as Steven said, slow down, stay in our plan, and we were going to be okay. I literally said that like 5 times. We're going to be okay. And they were. And I believed it, and they showed you that they were.
Take a couple more back, and then back middle, and then right here.
Good job, Jared. Did 2 for 2 with 3 walks.
Spectacular day for him. The homer was special. That's a special swing, special at bat. But he was spectacular today. These two were on a different level than everybody else today in terms of what we did in the game. I was proud of Michael. He was awesome last week and didn't have a couple good at bats his first 2, but stuck with it enough to get a huge at bat there with the homer. Hayden hit a ball or 2 hard. He was great. But it was a kind of a 2-horse deal today with Monster and Jared.
Last one right here.
Coach, was it an adjustment at all for you guys as a staff or even for Gage, just given how aggressive Wofford was in a lot of these counts? Maybe the style of offense that they have, was that an adjustment?
No, not at all. I think we were prepared. The first team note is they're going to swing early. That's the first team note on the board. And he executed pitches, and he got deep into the game largely because of that. And that was just because of his execution.
All right, thank you, everybody. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.